a special presentation. It is my pleasure to introduce luthier Greg Brandt, who lives very close to here. I am the proud owner of a 2007 Greg Brandt, which I adore. I would like to introduce Greg to demonstrate them and
It all started as just a guitar show coming up and wanting to do something different, and wanting to finally, after 40 years of building, thinking I'm going to make a rosette, which I had always thought, no, I'm not interested really in making rosettes. There's people that are willing to go blind for me, classical guitar players seem to want to toe the tried and true, and I couldn't do the tried and true better than it was already being done. And I had a bunch of rosettes that were already made by my teacher, who passed away in 1990, and every time I used one of those old rosettes, it kind of made me feel close. And so I never really felt compelled, but suddenly I felt compelled. And with this show looming, I wanted to make some rosettes. I just thought, let's see what happens. And I made a handful of rosettes, and here, let me start with this guitar. And then as I made the rosettes, I thought, well, maybe I just don't want the guitars just to simply be guitars with new rosettes, and that I should tie it in onto the tie bar block on the bridge. And then I thought, no, maybe I should tie in other elements on the guitars. And my wife and I, we talked about cascading consequences, and this is a perfect example of that. And so this is just a cedar top guitar, and I don't know really if you can see from far away, and you're welcome to come up close. You know, just this goofy rosette that I made with walnut that was just scraps in the shop, that as a guitar maker I never have a chance to use walnut, and I thought it would be fun. And I know you can't see from back there, but it's mimicked in the tie bar block. And then I just thought, well, here, let's just keep on, you know, and I just started to want to do something different. And my apprentice, who is a wonderful, talented young guitar maker, is getting ready to serve an apprenticeship with Irvin Samaji, a steel string guitar maker up in Oakland. And so with her in the shop, we've looked at a lot of steel string guitars, and I see, oh, the steel string guitar makers, they get to have all the fun. They get to do anything. The weirder, the better. And classical guitar makers, they really can't do that, I thought. And I said, I'm going to try. So I started with this rosette, and obviously you see where it cascaded to, and I had this walnut, and I kept on going, and maybe someone should have said, Greg, it's time to stop. And so as I was building these guitars, I was just calling this rosette tiles. I had to call them something. And this one is the same thing, just all in little round dots. And I started calling this, as I was building them, bubbles. I'll go chase my apprentice. I'm going to go work on the bubbles rosette for a while. And I came up with that. But then I got a little carried away and started putting bubbles all over it. And officially, this guitar really is now Bubbles, the guitar, which I'm really not thrilled with. But that's the way that it is. So they're matching sets of Indian rosewood, which is very rare for me to have in the shop. The sides and the back are consecutive between the two sets. And I thought I'd like to make a pair of guitars for this show with these different rosettes, all walnut, and see what happens.
Greg, let me ask, 40 years in the business.
Yeah.
Okay. And what number guitar is this? Now, you must number, you have a log book of your accomplishments and your babies. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not a very prolific builder. This is only, I think, 192, and this might be 193, and I'm building 194 now. But that doesn't include little quarter-sized guitars that I've built maybe 20 or 25 of, and then a handful of prototypes that's like, I don't know, this isn't going to go out there.
Greg, you are a fine builder, and your guitars are with the finest players that we know of in the business.
$1 million. Like a few thousands. Good. Yeah.
Beautiful
If
touch.
only I had an arrangement of tiny bubbles, but I don't.
Thank heavens.
The guitar has a beautiful touch to it. It's just easy.
Thank you. It's set up right now. It's set up pretty tall. Should feel vaguely familiar. Maestro.
Feels very familiar. Feels very, very familiar. Yeah, you know, one thing about, amongst many about Greg's guitars that I really like is, at least for me, it's very personal, but the actual depth and shape of the neck just fits my hand better than any other guitar I own. It just, you know, I don't know why, it just is. We'll do a comparison by doing an A section of something simple very quickly, and we'll go back and forth. Then we'll do the B section back and forth. Never mind. Back to Z's one. Notice the difference?
Yes.
Spruce is brighter.
Spruce and cedar.
Yeah, spruce is much brighter.
Okay, B section now, maybe. There you go.
Good, well, feel free to come take a look, and you can laugh at me.
Greg,
Yes.
go explain why this guitar, the cedar comes to life now, and the spruce comes down the road a little bit.
Cedar and spruce. And for people who may not be familiar with the difference between the two, I mean, they're both softwoods, but they really sound differently. Cedar is a little bit softer than spruce and a lot less complicated as a wood to work with. Cedar is a darker, more romantic, lush sounding guitar in broad generalities. And spruce is brighter, and you hear more of the internal workings of a guitar, I think, of the music. And cedar will break in very quickly. The joke is you could give a guitar player a new cedar top guitar and after lock him in a room, after 4 hours slide him the pizza and let him go for another 4 hours, and that guitar is what it is. This, though, will change for in your hands and up for a couple of years.
Wow. Or more.
I hope it gets played, and they get played enough that it won't take more than 2 years.
Awesome. Hey, are you familiar with, I think it's called tone right, these little automatic breaker enters? Are you familiar with that?
I am.
What do you think about them?
I don't know that much about them. I know that from time to time, I've been known to use an aquarium pump in the same fashion as a tone right, just to vibrate it. But really, if I'm going to break in a guitar, and I won't do it on a brand, I won't do it on a guitar for somebody. Players want to break in their own guitars, put their own voice in. But these were show guitars. These were guitars that were built to take up to La Guitarra that happened last weekend. And so these guitars, frankly, I'll just sit up in front of a speaker and I will just blast all day long, on repeat, the Bach Blues suites into them. And just get them to vibrate sympathetically that way.
And so a warm thank you again to Greg for coming out, and feel free to check him out. We have a reception across the hall as well. Yay. Yeah.